Over the last few years, the post office scandal and the contaminated blood scandal have dominated headlines. Well, my next guest, Anna-Louise Stubbings, is highlighting yet another important fight for justice. Earlier on this year, her husband, Zach, a former RAF instructor who taught Prince William to fly, died from incurable blood and bone cancer. Before he died, he uncovered a link between his illness and toxic fumes from military helicopters. And despite his health worsening, Zach fought tirelessly for justice, not just for himself, but for fellow veterans as well. And his wife, Anna-Louise, carrying on that mission to hold those responsible to account. Anna-Louise, I think what you're doing is incredible. And it's not just for the memory of Zach. You know, as we've said, it's for everyone else who's in the same position.
Oh, Zach was just so relentless and tireless about uncovering and being so brave about uncovering this huge issue. And after he actually went public with it, we were inundated from fellow veterans. I was contacted by widows, wives, and it seems really important that I can continue in his footsteps, really.
Of course you can. Now, when you met him, was he ill then, when the two of you met?
He had the cancer.
Right.
So I met him online, and because I ran an organ donation charity after the loss of Elizabeth's dad and brother, he came around the house then to get a bed because he had a stem cell transplant as part of his actual... So he told me he had the cancer, and because I was an ex-lawyer, he asked me to review his letter of claim. So I was fully aware of what the position was, but he looked so well that therefore it was inconceivable, like how poorly he actually was. And then when he started to explain about all these documents and everything that had actually occurred, I was just in complete admiration, but obviously also coupled with that, incredibly nervous after the previous losses that we had had.
Well, of course, because your first husband and son had died in a car crash, and that was horrific. I bet you never thought you'd meet someone else again, and then Zach came into your life, you know, in that way. But I guess, did you always know that your time together would be shortened? Or did you just kind of take each day as it came?
I think because of what we've both been through individually,
yes, of
we
course.
were very much of carpe diem, seize the day, make the most of the memories.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, the fact that we had 6 years together and we really did live life to the full, I feel really blessed that
we had that time.
We had that time
with them. But now, of course, the campaign continues. Of course it does. And you've got this plan, you know, because I really liked what you said about him. He is like Mr. Bates versus the post office. This is the same sort of thing we're talking about. And what do you want? How can we help? And what do you want to happen?
Well, first of all, it's about the awareness. The awareness being out there for anyone that might have been potentially exposed to the toxic fumes along the helicopters. Zach and I were meeting with other veterans whose claims are going through. But it's getting that awareness. It'd be really nice if people could get the screening. Zach's medical attention that he got, because he switched flying suits and he had a rash, and that was how they uncovered the cancer. But the MOD then actually gave him the most phenomenal medical treatment through the NHS. But those people that have now retired or left or aren't sure about the exposure, let's try and expedite the screening and also expedite, hopefully, litigation or the procedures there to get those people the help they need to live the fullest life that they can.
Well, exactly. And the thing about it is, you know, he wasn't aware of the risks before he got sick. You know, nobody sat down and said, I mean, you know, you can't make informed decisions about what you're going to do with no information. So nobody knew what was going on, but they know now.
Yes, and Zach always used to say he used to come back and often his helmet was covered in soot. So it was as if there was some element of awareness, but there wasn't. But Zach was never bitter about the MOD.
No, he wasn't. He was a remarkable man, a remarkable man.
loved his service. He loved what he did. And even we had, on our wedding day, a Sea King helicopter as our wedding cake.
Right.
That was exactly how much he absolutely adored it. So it's about getting and working with the MOD.
Yes.
And trying to say, this, you know, lessons learned, but what can we do to help those that are going through the legislative process, but also getting that screening and awareness there.
And to make sure that it happens quickly as well. You know, this is the thing. We're talking about people who may not have much time. We don't know. This is the thing. We don't know. We need to find out more about that and to make sure that they get the help, them and their families, you know, get justice, really.
And that's what we were thankful for. You know, Zach did settle his claim, which meant that we actually had the years to make those memories together.
Yeah.
And, you know, litigation is always, you know,
so stressful,
so stressful,
horrible.
so difficult.
Horrible.
So it's whatever we can do together with the MOD to try and make things a lot smoother.
No, exactly.
Get that disclosure, get it all out there and have those discussions.
You're an incredible woman. I mean, what you've gone through is, I don't know how you've managed to cope, really. You've gone through such loss and such pain, and yet here you are, still fighting. It's fantastic.
Well, you know, the fight was Zach, and Zach should be remembered for being as kind and as inspirational as he was. And that's what gives me the fight and the drive to carry on for him.
Because we don't know, like we said, we don't know how many people are affected by this, how many service people are affected by this. But hopefully, with what you're doing, we will find out, Anna-Louise. The MOD, you know, I have to do this. They give you a statement, and I've got to read it out. What they're saying is, you know, any death is a tragedy. They say, of course it is. That goes without saying. We take the health of our personnel extremely seriously and regularly review our processes. The process of testing the exhaust emissions of in-service helicopters to ensure we're meeting our duty of care commenced in February 2025. That's not that long ago. Yeah, well, watch this space. Keep in touch with us, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much for coming in. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Well, that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel. And if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.